It's a little chilly out here today. Good morning and happy Saturday. I am Mary from Mary's Heirloom Seeds, and today is a quick update on my sweet potatoes. I should say my sweet potato slip or my sweet potato slip growing. Alrighty, so let me just get settled here. My camera's going a little wonky. So 3 weeks ago, before I get started, for those of you just joining me for the first time, welcome. And for those of you that join me regularly, welcome back. I don't sell sweet potatoes and I don't sell sweet potato slips. So I wanted to share with you how you can make your own. If you haven't already, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And if you're joining me, let me know where you are. Let me know what the weather is like in your area right now. So last week I went live in a jacket, and today I have a sweatshirt and a jacket because it is a little colder today than it was last week, and it's wet. The cat's around here somewhere. He just left me. Oh well. So in the description section of this video, you'll find a link to my comprehensive planting guide. You'll find links to my t-shirts and some articles I've written. There's a ton of great information listed in the comprehensive planting guide if you haven't already checked it out. Hey, Natasha and Esther's daughter, thank you so much for joining me. So today is an update on my sweet potatoes. Like I said, I sell sweet potatoes. I went to Sprouts, which is a local health food store, and I bought an organic sweet potato. Hey, Jason, thanks for joining me. And 3 weeks ago, I was live and I showed you what I did. So I took a regular old organic sweet potato. Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me. San Antonio, yeah. So I am not in the main garden right now because it's cold and it's wet. So hello in California as well. I'm undercover. That way I don't get wet because it did start to rain. And here comes Buster Kitty because it's starting to sprinkle again and he doesn't like to get wet. All right, so in the video I did 3 weeks ago, I showed you what I did. I took a regular old sweet potato. It's a purple one, so it's not regular necessarily. And then I put skewers in it and I put it in water. And when I showed you 3 weeks ago, it didn't have this amazing root system here, and it didn't have any of these sprouts. So good morning. Thanks for joining us, Karen, as well. So what I did was I rooted this, and it grew lots of potential slips. Thank you so much. Says your videos give us sunshine. Awesome. Well, thank you. In case my camera starts to rattle a little bit, it's because Buster's over here running around. So if you wanted to, I told you there was a couple of ways to grow a sweet potato from a slip or from an actual sweet potato. So you can actually take this whole sweet potato and you can put it in soil and you're good to go. But what I did is I'm creating some slips. And a slip is literally just a green matter that has come from a sweet potato. So this right here, if I wanted, I'm not going to for this video because I want them to get bigger. By the way, did you know that you can actually eat these leaves? They're really good in soups and stews. So for a winter green, I can grow this inside in a sunny windowsill and I could peel off some greens and eat them, which is kind of cool. But for this particular experiment, we can say, project actually, it's not an experiment because I've done this a bunch of times. So for this particular project, I'm growing my own sweet potato slips. So when I'm ready, I'm going to go ahead and clip that off and I'm going to root that in water. But then before I do that, before I plant it out, then I'm going to go ahead and harden it off before I plant it outside. Have you guys been receiving my emails? Just a random, like totally off topic of sweet potatoes. Do you guys receive my emails? So I got a question for you guys that are watching me here. Denise in San Diego, thanks for joining us. And Stephanie, Esther says, yes, you receive my emails. So if you have signed up for my emails, or if you want to receive my emails, let me know. If you don't receive my emails, but you want to receive my emails, it's as simple as, oh, hey, Colette, okay, now I know who you are. It's as simple as going to my website, creating an account, and it automatically will save your email. And so from then you can be added to my email list. Now, if you haven't already, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because I got a lot of great videos coming out. I got a lot of great videos anyway, but I always do a live chat on Facebook on Wednesdays. This week I did it on Tuesday because it was Thanksgiving on Thursday and I wanted to just veg on Wednesday afternoon. So on Hey Jenny, on Wednesdays I go live on Facebook. On Saturdays I go live on YouTube. Now, because it's getting a little colder here in East Texas, I may be going live inside in the next couple of weeks. So we'll see. It's in the mid 50s here. So it's not too bad, but instead of wearing a long sleeve shirt like I was last week, I'm wearing a sweatshirt and my jacket. Hang on, I'm gonna see if I can capture Buster Kitty here. So you guys can see him. Say hi, Buster Kitty. If you guys didn't know, I sent an email. That's why I just picked up Buster. So I sent an email recently for our Small Business Saturday sale. Doc and I were talking about doing something a little different than normal. I don't generally do a Black Friday sale, but I always do something for Small Business Saturday, which is today. And we wanted to say thank you to all of our customers and offer 20% off. So we use Buster because if he could tell us, he would probably say thank you because I don't think he would have made it. I don't know if he was dumped here or if he just found his way to us. He was real sick and bloody and had infections, and we got him fixed up, we got him cleaned up, and now he's in our seed shop. He actually didn't want to come out this morning, so we just let him hang out for a little longer, and then he finally came out on his own. So Buster 20 is the discount code right now. It runs through December 1st at midnight. It'll save 20% off everything at Mary's Heirloom Seeds. Whether you place an order for 1 seed pack or 100 seed packs, if you use that discount code in the right box, the box marked discount code, it'll save 20% off. For our Small Business Saturday specials as well, we have 2 free seed packs with every order. And if it's $75 or more, you're going to get an additional seed combo pack with that. Kind of cool, right? So I grabbed Buster. You got to see him in real life today. So back to sweet potatoes. I kind of veered off there, but I wanted to share that information with you as well. So that's part of the emails that we send out. We don't sell your information to anybody. We don't share it with anybody else. It's kept private in a system. So if you want to receive my emails and you have signed up and you're not getting them, you can always send me an email and I'll double check my system. My email is mary@marysheirloomseeds.com, and I actually answer. The most recent email I sent out was the wonderful world of heirloom tomatoes. So if you didn't get that, you might want to look in your spam folder, your other folder, or just search in the search box mary@marysheirloomseeds.com, and that would have been who it came from. Yes, I'm wearing my seed earrings. Hey, Buster Kitty. So let me show you my seed earrings. I made these the other day, and I don't want to run over the cat. I almost ran him over. Sorry, buddy. I made these the other day. There's Love Lies Bleeding Amaranth inside. They're pink. I wanted something to stand out that was kind of fun, so I might make a couple more. They are available on my website. If you just use my search box at marysheirloomseeds.com. And it's I think it's just called seed earrings. So they're kind of fun. I made 10 pairs of them just to be fun. I sent one to Michelle too, so she'll have them. Mom, I'll make you a pair and send them to you. You don't have to order them online. All right, so sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes take, Julianne says Buster melts my heart. He's a sweet cat. He's sitting here at not at my feet, but he's sitting here at the foot of my chair. Sweet potatoes take a little while to grow. I've had people ask me, what is the sign of when I need to harvest them? And there's a couple of theories or ideas or things that people say. And so I usually stick to 120 days. Some people wait till a frost. So we had a frost mid-November and I had harvested them already, like a week prior. So I was a week early if that's the way you do it. But it's 120 days. Some people say wait till the leaves start to go brown and die off. But the problem with that is it could be pests that could be causing that, or it could be too dry. It could be not enough water, too much water. So there are a couple reasons that you might have yellowing of your leaves or leaves dying off. So the general rule is 120 days from when you plant it in your garden. Using this method, it's about 4 weeks until you harvest a slip, and then it's an additional 4 weeks before that slip is ready to be transplanted. So that's 8 weeks. You could add more to it, and I'm definitely going to be adding more to that, because in 8 weeks from now, it will be, well, 8 weeks total is going to be in December. I am not going to be transplanting sweet potatoes in December in East Texas. Our frost date in general, the last frost date is mid-March. So this sweet potato might be massive vines by the time it's ready to be transplanted out, which is totally fine. Or I can continue to harvest them and eat them in soups and stews and have an endless supply indoors. We have enough light in the kitchen, and it's warm enough in our house that I don't necessarily have to worry about losing my sweet potatoes. But for those of you that live in a colder area, like Colette, you said it's 33 degrees. That's cold. I think it's like 52 here right now. I'm not 100% sure, but it's definitely in the low 50s or mid 50s. And my house is nice and warm. And I have a sunny windowsill, so that works out perfect. But if I didn't have those things, I would have to put it under a grow light. Let's see, Julian, yep, you did. You had sweet potatoes for Thanksgiving. That is so awesome. So if you live in an area where your frost date is a little, I should be more specific, where your last frost date, which is your spring frost date, if you live in an area where that is a little later on, say it's May, you really don't need to start your sweet potatoes until like February or March. I wanted to start this so that I can help you grow early, because it's silly for me to start a project and share with you in February when you need to be starting in February. So I started this possibly as a sacrificial sweet potato, to be honest. I have more that I'll be growing as well, that I'll be starting just this exact same way later on in the winter. So I'll start another one of these in January. So for those of you in East Texas, mid-January would be a great time for you to start this project. And it's a really great way to do it. Esther's daughter, are you in Florida? I may be getting you mixed up. But if you're in Florida, now is a great time to get it started, because you don't necessarily have the cold, freezing temperatures. I remembered, cool. So in Florida, you're not going to have the freezing temperatures like we will here in East Texas. Jason says your sacrifice is well appreciated. So Jason is not that far from me. I got to see you recently at the Texas Permaculture Expo. And so I know your general area as well. You can start these as well in January, and it would be great. Denise in San Diego, it gets sometimes cold where you are, but not really super cold where you are, because you kind of have moderate temperatures all the time. And so this would be something that you could do in December or January, and you can definitely have a luscious sweet potato ready to transplant as well. The other way to do this is to literally just take a sweet potato and put it in a tray of soil. And for that, if you don't have a sunny windowsill like I do, you're going to need a bird, Denise. That is kind of cold. Buster Kitty, are you cold? I think he's cold on the ground right now. So I'm going to hold him against his will. He's not a lap cat. He likes attention. He loves love, but he's not really a lap cat like our other orange cats are. Our other orange cats, like, they're what we call Velcro cats. Like, they need to be with you all the time. Let me answer some questions. After topic from SPs, if I may ask regarding growing cannellini pole beans in the greenhouse. I'm working on my Joseph project by focusing on growing long-term food storage. Oh, okay, very cool. So, great question. Let me finish on the sweet potatoes, and I will. I took my smallest sweet potato from my harvest that was skinny and tiny and planted them a bit deeper to see if they come up next spring. That's a great way to do it as well. You can definitely do that. Oh, you got a buddy as your puppy, and he's shivering on your lap. Hey, Christian, I haven't seen you in ages. Welcome back to my weekly live chat. All right, so question about, he has a jacket and 2 blankets, but he's a drama queen. Aw, poor Buddy the puppy. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I just lost you. All right, so question is, growing cannellini pole beans in a greenhouse. So if you're going to grow it in a greenhouse, you're definitely going to need to provide some way for pollination. You've got pole beans, so that's going to take up quite a bit of space. You definitely want to give it lots of room. Pole beans will generally produce, so I mentioned this recently on Facebook because someone asked, they said, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of green beans. Just tell me what I should plant and which is the best. And so the short answer to that is bush beans generally put out most of their harvest in 2 weeks and then they're done. So that's why we do what's called succession planting with beans, with bush beans. So you plant a section and then 2 weeks later you plant another section and then 2 weeks later you plant another section. That way, as one section is done harvesting, the next section is ready. That way you're not having so much all at once to have to can or freeze or preserve. Whereas pole beans tend to produce for the entire season until it freezes. So I not knowing where you are, Karen, I don't necessarily know the reason for growing in a greenhouse versus outside. Maybe it's cold. So that's definitely a possibility. Maybe it's just cold. And I also don't know what Joseph Project is. So maybe you can send me an email or let me know what that is. But you're focusing on long-term storage crops. So you would definitely need to plant in an area where you can give it I almost just knocked it over. So you're definitely going to want to grow it in an area that you can trellis, give it lots of space and things like that. So I'm missing some comments I'll answer. Do cannellini beans need pollinators or can you grow them in an enclosed? Oh, that was your question. Okay. I'm pretty sure beans need pollinators. There are some that are considered self-pollinators like tomatoes and peppers, but even still, I've grown peppers indoors, and if you don't provide gentle agitation, sometimes it doesn't pollinate well. So a lot of times I'll use a fan to get the flowers moving around so that it will pollinate. We had much better pollination outside than we did inside because it just had the steady rustling of the wind, the natural way that it was pollinated. So you know what, Karen, that's a great question. If you send me an email, you're in Florida. If you send me an email, I can get you a better answer, but I'm pretty sure you need some sort of, if not an actual pollinator, bee, bug, insect of some sort, you might have to provide something that will agitate it so that it will pollinate. So I'm missing comments. Let's see. Esther's daughter, my contender buff beans just poke their heads up. And again, you're in Florida, so you can grow things like that year round. Now, one good question is, Karen says, that's it. Long-term storage growing, greenhouse for the birds and squirrels. They're already stealing your tomatoes. Oh no, that is a great reason to grow in a greenhouse. If you've got critters that are eating your plants, I can definitely see why you would want to. Julianne says, I tried carrying my sweet potatoes in a box with a bowl of water inside your house. It was too cold outside in the garage. Any better ideas? So I cured mine in my laundry room. My laundry room also gets air conditioning. It has ranged anywhere from 85 degrees outside to 29 degrees outside since I harvested them. So I use my laundry room. It was pretty simple. If you don't have a laundry room that would work for that, if you have like a shelf, maybe, I don't know. I don't use my oven that often, so that would have been an option as well. I could have used that. I'm not a big baker. I like to cook a lot of stuff on the stove. So for me, I could use the racks in my oven and I wouldn't have to worry about it because I don't use the oven that often. I actually, I think I use my oven like 10, 15 times this year. Sorry. I know that sounds silly. Some people use their ovens all the time. So let's see. The stool is optical illusion. Looks like it was sinking, but it's just curved. Oh yeah, I grabbed a stool from inside because I had planned on going live in the garden, but then it's been sprinkling off and on. So Sean the Gardener says winter here in the UK now. It's technically fall here. The first day of winter, actually, my husband and I got married on the winter equinox. So let's see, December 21st. I would not forget that. December 21st is the official day of winter here, but in the US, but I know that some of my customers, like my Michigan customers, already have snow. Colette in West Virginia, you said it's 33 degrees. So my garage is too cold. I have my seed shop. I could definitely have used that because it's temperature controlled. But if you have somewhere where it's indoors on a shelf, that would be a great way to do it. All right, let me see if I missed any of these questions. Well, now I need more space for my bush beans so you can get more beans. Yeah, that's, sorry, I keep going in and out because I'm under the shade here. Here we go, I'll step back. There we go. Now I can see you guys. So yeah, bush beans are definitely, I prefer bush beans because it allows me to use crop rotation and then I can plant something with it afterwards. I also like it because I'm short and trying to pull beans off of a 6-foot trellis when you're only 5'3" is not the easiest thing in the world. Or bringing my step ladder into the garden so that I can pull them down. So something to consider if you like. The question also was what to choose. And so if I had to choose one bush bean, it would be the jade bush bean. I also like the royalty purple potted beans because they're purple and it makes it easy for you to harvest. We totally went off topic besides the sweet potatoes, but that's okay. And then if I had to pick a pole bean, I really like the cannellini pole beans, but I also like the Kentucky Wonder. It's just a great green bean for people that like green beans. So something to consider if you want to add those to your garden. Christian says baked pumpkin pie for the first time. This year was real stick cinnamon, so you ate the little wood. Awesome. Yes, I am short. Well, I mean, I'm not under 5 feet, which some people would consider short. I'm 5'3", so not quite 5'4". All right, so let's see. Tip for gardeners: mark Seduth hurricane track. There is meteorological winter, which is December 1st, astrological winter, which is December 21st. Thank you very much. I do appreciate the clarification. So here we are. All right, so you've seen my sweet potato information. We also got off topic and started talking about beans, which is awesome because beans are part of my food storage prepping in the garden series. So on that note, sweet potatoes were also my most recent prepping in the garden videos that I did. So, and I will have some more. We're going to talk about garlic, things like that this coming year. We're going to talk about Jerusalem artichokes, which are also called sunchokes, and that'll also be part of my food storage prepping in the garden series that I will be continuing on into 2026. So for those of you that missed it, if you have questions, you can send me an email. My email is mary@marysheirloomseeds.com, and I do actually answer. I don't have a favorite sweet potato. I'm trying a purple on the inside and purple on the outside potato this year. Beauregard sweet potato is a really common one that a lot of people like. It's the one that's orange on the inside. I've also grown ones that are purple on the outside and white on the inside. So my favorite tasting bean, like I said, is actually not, I don't grow it for the beans inside. I grow it for the actual pod, which is called a snap bean. And that's my favorite, is the jade bush bean. It's also very heat tolerant and it gets hot in East Texas. So that's my favorite. All right. Definitely go check out the series. My food storage prepping in the garden series is not under lives. It will be under just the video section. And I started this a couple years ago and I just add to it as we go. And I decided that this year is the year of preservation, preserving our food and also preserving some different seed varieties. So you'll see way more information about preservation in the upcoming months and throughout 2026. That is it for me. I'm going to go and get some warm tea or coffee right now and see if Buster wants to go inside because it's cold. If you missed it, definitely check out the discount code. Sign up for my emails. Right now, you can use code BUSTER20 at checkout and you'll see 20% off through December 1st at midnight. That's it. Thank you so much for joining me, and happy planting.